You ever have that childhood game that where no matter how many times you play it, it just feels like it did the first time you played it as a kid? Well, we decided why not go back and play all those games? So we started a brand new nostalgic series where we're going to go back and play our favorite childhood games. I'm up first with my favorite childhood game of all time. So let's get to it. So there's really only three things that scared me as a child. The first was the movie Jaws. The second was Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. And the third was this masterpiece of a game. So our story begins with Leon getting stalked by this old man, and Leon doesn't like to get stalked, so he shoots the guy in the face and then kicks him as well, for good measure. But that only angers his friends and causes his friends to take Leon's police officer buddies away. Now you have the option to help this dog, and if you don't help the dog, I'm going to seriously question your moral standing in life. Leon finally makes his way to the village, where he finds Officer Number 1 just hanging out in the village doing his best Joan of Arc impression. And if you ask me, it's good enough for a double take. Leon continues to break into people's houses, which only angers the villagers more.
Who are these people?
So they decide, let's get everybody together and get this guy. And holy shit, that guy has a chainsaw. It's what I would have said out loud as a kid, but I couldn't because my mom would have gotten mad.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
And we go straight into a title card. Leon continues to break into people's houses, but this time it doesn't end so well. He ends up getting caught and injected by none other than Lord Sadler. Leon wakes up next to his new friend Luis and realizes that they're chained together, but they're able to get out of it. Leon continues to break into people's houses, but this time he has to solve a puzzle to do so. Hey, that guy in the picture look familiar? Yeah, he's right there. This is Big Chief, also known as Big Cheese. And he says, "You know what, Leon? You're pretty chill. I'm gonna let you live. Just stop poking around." So what does Leon do? He pokes around, and he finds out. But luckily, Mommy, Ada is there to save us. Leon comes across a church and decides, you know what, now's not the time to pray. So he finds his way all the way to the lake, where he pulls out his binoculars and looks. He sees Officer Buddy number 2, but he's too far away to tell these people that he doesn't know how to swim. And that only furthered my fear of the movie Jaws. Now, I couldn't be the only one that wanted to be like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy by fishing like this, only to end up getting eaten. But a few harpoons to the mouth takes this creature down. Leon decided he had enough for one day and decides, you know what, let's go to bed. But he wakes up and realizes that his nightmares are true. He's still trapped in the village, and now there's tentacles coming out of their heads. So the villagers are still mad at Leon for all his breaking and entering, so they say, let's send a giant after him, because why not? And after fighting the giant for a little bit, the dog you saved earlier shows up to help you.
Hey, it's that dog.
This isn't too much of a fight. It's pretty easy to take down. Leon decides it's time to go to church. And inside the church, he finds the person he was looking for.
Hey,
And she needs to have a better throw to take Leon out than that. But the villagers are angry that they're together now, so they chase them all the way across this bridge into this house.
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched, all right. Quick, in that cabin.
They run into Leon's new favorite friend, Luis.
Leon. Small world, eh?
And right as Luis says this never ends, it ends. And just like something right out of a movie, Leon does a little, shit. He's right behind me, isn't he? Well, Leon, yes he is. And he's not happy. So Leon thinks, I can blow this guy up. Make things easy. Well, Leon, I hate to break it to you, but you just made things 10 times worse. But luckily for us, I have the ultimate boss killer. One swift shot from an RPG is all it takes. And Big Chief is dead. Leon decides to do a new form of breaking and entering in the form of a giant cannon, and it works. They now find themselves at a castle where they run into their best friend again, Louis.
I've got something for you guys.
But Louis realizes he forgot what he needed to give them.
Oh shit!
And they decide to go their separate ways and run into our short king.
Starting to wonder when you might notice us.
Who are you?
Me llamo Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan of this magnificent architecture.
Ashley ends up getting captured. Which is better for me because honestly, whenever she's with me, I just find it annoying.
Ashley!
So Leon continues his adventure by himself and runs into these invisible bugs that are more annoying than anything else. And you know what this is? I'll tell you what it is. It's a perfect target for a grenade. We end up running back into Mr. Bonaparte here,
Surprise.
but he doesn't want us. He's still after Ashley.
Not you, Mr. Kennedy.
If you don't need me, then get off my back.
And Ramon actually hits us with the best plot twist of the entire game.
Mr. Kennedy? It might come as a surprise, but I'm only 20 years old.
Like, no way. We end up in Ramon's garden, which is a nice little place just to wander, but it's also full of dogs that are trying to kill you. But we end up in this nice room with Ada. And I would say these two need to get a room, but they're already in a room.
Sorry,
But they don't do the normal things people do in a room.
Put them up now.
I mean, come on, Leon. This is not how you pick up a lady. This is how you pick up a restraining order.
Bit of advice: try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
Louis finally catches back up with us,
Leon, I got it.
but has an itch in his back. And this death really hit me as a kid, and I don't know why, because his character development in the game wasn't the best, and I'm glad they did him more justice in the remake. We're then forced to play as Ashley, where it's kind of like the MJ missions in Spider-Man, where you gotta do it, but you aren't happy doing it. You have to solve some puzzles, and all this just to reunite with Leon.
You did good.
Eventually, you come across this giant bug hive that you can shoot down. Trust me, it only takes a couple shots. And you get a bunch of treasure from it. But this also leads to Ashley getting captured again. Which, thank God. Am I right?
Ashley.
Leon then finds Ashley, surrounded by Salazar's bodyguards. But Leon forgot one of the most important rules, to always watch your step.
In the towel.
Leon hits us with one of the best jokes in the game.
But it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please.
And just in case you're wondering what his right hand looks like, that's what it looks like. But this guy, just blast him in the face with a shotgun a couple of times and he'll die.
It seems that Salazar is having difficulty.
Turns out that Sadler is unimpressed with Salazar's performance in all of this and decides, I need to send backup. Except backup is Leon's old comrade.
Dispose of the swine while you're at it. Consider it done.
Leon eventually finds himself stuck in a mine that leads to this forge. And the forge is home to not one, but two El Gigantes. The first one's fairly easy to kill. All you have to do is walk over to this lever, pull it, and drop one in the lava. Then the second just becomes a normal fight, which these things are really easy to take care of, as long as you have ammo. Leon decides he wants to play some Minecraft and live out his old childhood days. And the villagers want to join along. But Leon doesn't like that. Don't mind my aim, I swear, I'm better than it looks. But like all good things, everything must come to an end, and Leon struggles to pull himself up. But he manages. The one thing that always stuck with me is how polite Salazar is through all of this, always calling us Mr. Kennedy.
Nice you could join us, Mr. Scott Kennedy. We've prepared a special...
And Leon decides that I've taken care of your right hand. Let's take off that left. But Salazar's remaining bodyguard doesn't take too kindly to this. After we finally catch up to Salazar, he decides it's time to enter his final form.
I think it's time I paid my due respects towards your impressive and stubborn will. Mr. Kennedy, welcome.
And what's crazy about his final form is that he somehow looks younger in it. But you know, the easiest way to kill a boss in Resident Evil is just to pull out the old RPG. And one rocket does the trick. With help from Ada, we are able to get to this island where Ashley's been taken. Leon looks over and says, "That's my girl." And Ada's like, "Nope."
Ashley.
These guards realize, hey, somebody might be watching this camera footage. If we're gonna beat her up, we gotta turn these cameras off. Leon finds this lab that has these creepy looking regenerator guys, and the only way to take them out is by shooting these parasites all over their body. And if you think that's bad, it gets worse. They now have spikes. But Leon is able to finally reunite with Ashley.
Leon.
You okay? Come on, let's get out of here. Looks like this is it.
I love this short little conversation between the
Sure
two.
does.
No way, Leon.
Way.
This leads to Ashley having to drive this construction vehicle, and you having to protect her all the while. And these guys are pretty easy to take out. It's just a big ammo waste, if you ask me, this entire part of the mission. And somehow Ashley crashes into this truck, and we're both okay. Don't know how. But this leads right back to Ashley getting captured by Sadler. And now for my absolutely favorite part of the entire game. This entire sequence is everything to me. I remember playing through the game just to do this specific part.
What do you want?
The sample Sadler developed, that's all. Enough talk. Die.
Eventually Krauser gets the upper hand, and my god, do I wish there was a bitch in a red dress to save me right now. Wait. Can it be?
Ada!
Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
Leon comes across Lord Sadler's room, and he has to strike a pose. The amount of aura this man has is insane. He ended up having to fight this weird scorpion thing too. Yeah, this fight just always made me mad. And speaking of boss fights that made me mad, the next boss fight with Krauser made me even more mad. Because the entire sequence leading up to the final fight always just felt like a big waste of ammo to me. And that Krauser's insanely fast movements, I could just never keep up with them as a kid.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, you just have to fight this guy so much before you actually have to do the final fight. Like, to me, it's still insane. But I will say, it is satisfying hitting the 4 dodges in a row to kick him. Krauser decides, I gotta end Leon and hit my final form.
Witness the power!
You've lost it completely, Krauser.
And if that fight wasn't as bad enough, this one's timed. And Krauser's movements are so fast that even if you dodge correctly, you still get hit sometimes. But after enough damage, Krauser's heart finally gives out, and he collapses on the ground. Leon finds himself coming up on this highly guarded area full of islanders with machine guns and everything. And he only wishes he has backup.
Hey, it's about time.
But backup finally does show up. And Mike the pilot is a nice little bit of comic relief. And the whole sequence is really easy. Mike does a lot of the heavy hitting for you. So you just have to make your way through this area. But once you do make your way through the area, the villagers don't really care for Mike, and they take him out.
Mike!
Leon finally finds Ashley again, but this time she's in this weird looking chamber. But Sadler doesn't like that Leon's here, and is faster than he looks, and throws Liam across the room. But luckily our favorite girl is here to save the day once again. She helps Leon and Ashley escape by fighting Sadler herself. Leon and Ashley then cure themselves of the virus. Our heroes then find themselves on this big construction site, and Leon knows what I like best, Ashley staying behind. Leon finds that Ada has been taken hostage and is tied up. So he does what any reasonable person would do,
Try a new trick, 'cause that one's getting old.
and throws a knife to cut her down. But Sadler's had enough and says, "Alright, time to end this."
Ada, stand back.
And as a kid, the Sadler's final form never scared me. It just disturbed me. But you know the easy way to take off spouses, an RPG. But oh shit. That didn't work. But don't worry. A few more shots to the eye, and Ada will throw us a special rocket launcher. A red rocket launcher. And this time, the rocket launcher finally does the trick. And with that, Lord Sadler is no more. Ada decides that the fun is not over
I'd get off this island too.
and says, "Let's blow up this island,"
Really pushed it.
giving us 3 minutes to escape.
Catch.
But luckily, she hands us some keys.
Better get a move on. See you around.
Leon tells Ashley that the island's gonna blow up, and she reacts how any reasonable person would.
It's gonna what?
They find the jet ski that Ada left for them, and this part just always stressed me out as a kid. The bombs end up going off early, which only makes the jet skiing harder.
Behind us!
I know. Just hold on.
Eventually, you're able to see the daylight, and you make your way out, and that's the end of the game. Too bad we just couldn't leave Ashley in the water.
Ashley! Where are ya?
Leon!
Come on. Let's go home.
Sounds like a great idea. Mission accomplished. Right, Leon?
Not quite. I still have to get you home safe.
And there you have it, the end of the game. I think it's the perfect ending for what the game is. Leon and Ada continue their will they, won't they. Ashley gets home safe, and Leon's the hero. If you guys like this style of video, let us know in the comments, and we'll continue doing the series. We have a bunch of different games throughout that we played during our childhood that we would love to show you why we love them. With that being said, my name is Steven. This has been episode 1 of our Nostalgia series.